Welcome to my channel Priyanka's Learn It Well. Today's episode will be focusing on the deletion operation with singly linked list. Thank you for keeping up with my channel. If you're new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for all the notifications from Priyanka's Learn It Well. Let's start with today's episode. To delete a particular node from a singly linked list, we need to find the node with the element, a particular element, if it exists, remove that node, reconnect the linked list, update the link to the beginning if necessary. Basically, there are three ways in which we can delete a particular node from a list. One is we can remove a node from the beginning, we can remove a node from the middle, and we can remove a node from the end. So इन तीन तरीकों से जहाँ पे हम beginning, mid और end से delete कर सकते हैं, we'll be considering in this particular episode. Let's start from deleting a node from the beginning. For deleting a node from beginning, the first step is that we need to copy the address of the first node, that is the head node, to some temporary variable. तो यहाँ पे हमने जो concept है of head node and the null values in the last node we have already seen in the previous episode. तो पहले हमने क्या किया है, जो एड्रेस है पहले नोड का उसको हम कॉपी कर देंगे एक टेम्पररी वेरिएबल में. सो दिस हेड नोड इज द नोड विच वी want to delete. The next step is to move the head to the second node of the linked list. That is, we are updating the value of head with the next of head, that the current हेड. तो ये हमारा नोड था जिसे हमें डिलीट करना था, जो कि पहले हेड नोड था. हमने पहले एक टेम्पररी वेरिएबल में इसका एड्रेस स्टोर करने के बाद हमने जो इसका हेड नोड है वो जो है वो मूव कर दिया है टू द नेक्स्ट नोड. जो इसका नेक्स्ट नोड था उससे हमने हेड नोड को शिफ्ट कर दिया है. After we have updated the head node with the next of the previous head node, तो अब हम जो करेंगे that we can disconnect the connection of the first node to the second node. जो इसका ये connection था वो हमने इसको cross out कर दिया है. We have disconnected the connection, and the next is that we are freeing up the space of the first node. So this is how we delete the node from the beginning, and we are left with 3 nodes out of 4 nodes at the end of this process. The next deletion is from the middle of the linked list. Now, the next part or the next phase of deletion is we are deleting a node from the middle. So middle से delete करने के लिए the first step is we need to traverse to the nth node. Now यहाँ पे nth node का मतलब है उस particular node पे जाना जिस node को हमें delete करना है. So अगर हम इस particular linked list को देखें, so we are talking about the third node here, and along with that we have to keep the reference of the n-1th node. So n-1th node का मतलब है we are talking about the previous node, और यहाँ पे n-1 is the second node that we want to keep a track on with the temporary variable. Now once we have kept a call of the previous node and the node to be deleted, the next thing is we need to reconnect the n-1th node with the n+1th node. That is, we are updating the previous nodes next to the to delete next. So this is the previous node that we were talking about, this is the second node, and this is the third node that we are going to delete. So what we are doing here is we are updating the next of this previous node to the next of the nth node, that is n+1th node. So here you can see that this particular node is being deleted, wherein the next of the previous node being updated with the next of the n+1th node. तो यहाँ पे previous node का जो next pointer है उसको हम to delete is the node जिसको हम delete करना चाह रहे हैं, उसके next node से हम connect और update कर देंगे. Now as a last step, we have to free the memory occupied by the nth node. So जिस node को हमें free करना है, उस node के memory को हमें free करना होगा. So that is the to delete nodes memory has to be freed, and once it is gone, so we'll have this particular node. तो हमने यहाँ पे जो है वो mid से हमने delete किया है node को. That is, we have deleted an element from between the singly linked list. The last kind is deleting a node from the end of the linked list. Coming to the third type of deletion that we can perform with the list is deleting from the end. So again we'll be following 3 steps here. So सबसे पहले तो हमें traverse करना होगा last node तक. तो यहाँ पे हमने so 5 is the node that we are intending to delete, और हमें जो second last node है उसका जो track है वो हमें किसी एक temporary variable में store करना है. So we are considering 2 nodes here, the last, so we are traversing to the last node and we are keeping a track of the second last node. Now as a next step, so if the last node is the head node, so यहाँ पे हम लोग ये कह रहे हैं कि अगर जो last node है वही अगर head node हुआ, then make the head node as null. तो ये उस केस में बात कर रहे हैं जहाँ पे हमारे पास 2 elements हो और दूसरा हमें delete करना हो. But here in this case we can see that we are required to disconnect the second last node from the last node. तो ये जो हमारा connection था इसको हमें अभी disconnect करना है, और जो second last node का जो next है उसे हम update कर देंगे null value से. So the last step is that we need to free the memory held by the last node. So since we have disconnected, we will be freeing up the memory that was held by the last node, and we can get a linked list that contains 3 elements by deleting the element from the end of the singly linked list. That is all from today's episode of Priyanka's Learn It Well, wherein we saw the different ways in which we can delete a node from the singly linked list. In the next episode, we'll be covering up the introduction to the doubly linked list. If you're liking my content, do not forget to like and share. Now as a last step, जैसे कि हमने first Now as a last step, we have to free the memory occupied by the nth node. So जिस node को हमें free करना है, उस node के memory को हमें free करना होगा. So that is the to delete nodes memory has to be freed, and once it is gone, so we'll have this particular node. तो हमने यहाँ पे जो है वो mid से हमने delete किया है node को. That is, we have deleted an element from between the singly linked list. And along with that, we have to keep the reference as we are updating the next of this previous node to the next of the nth node, that is n plus 1th node.